And good afternoon. Welcome to the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour live on YouTube. Back-to-back days coming to you live from Trindle Bowl, Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Doubles tournament today, U21. We are down to the final 5 teams in both scratch and handicap. Be bowling Baker style today. As soon as I get the cards to let you know who's in the top 5, I will let you know. All right, qualifying first in scratch was the team of Brian Kennedy and Anthony Nyer at plus 349. Second, Francis Vitelli and yesterday's winner, Daniel Althouse at plus 295. Third, Gene Blair and TJ Owens at plus 161. Fourth, Brandon Bone and Charles Bostic at plus 119. And fifth, Ryan Taylor and Tom Burns Jr. at plus 67. So plus 67 to make the finals. In handicap, your leaders, Joey Jorich and Jacob Dent at plus 69. Mary Beth Baker and Carrick Knowles at plus 66. Cole Oberst and Andy Hoffman at plus 1. Aaron Moore and Gavin Davidson at minus 9. And also Cameron Shockey and Callie Bizdil also at minus 9. They are your top 5 in both scratch and handicap. Here, wait, hold on. Make sure that handicap is right. 56, 22, 30. So that's not how he would have done it. He would have just given these people 17.
When should we turn the practice on for him?
Now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are off. Playing a little TD today as well. So, both of the higher seeds have chosen to start the match. The team of Shockey and Bizdil are getting 17 pins of handicap. Moore comes in high, leaves the 4 pin. That's Bostic bowling on lane 23. He makes his spare. This is Burns that's going to be up on 24. Bizdil up on 26. So on the handicap side, the girls are going to be throwing the odd frames. The men will be throwing the even frames. Burns rings a 10 pin. Stonehenge was the pattern today. Played a little on the difficult side. Still missed her spare. Burns makes his 10 pin. Shockey is now up on 25. He comes in high, leaves the 6-10, breaks up the split. Taylor up on 23. He goes 10 back. Peaches, how many teams did we have today? 42 teams showed up today. Brandon Bone, yesterday's runner-up at J. He strikes. That match is all even through 2. For those of you that are new to Baker Bowling, basically they alternate back and forth. So one bowler will bowl all the odd number frames, the other bowler will bowl all the even number frames. That's a double. Over on the handicap side, Davidson struck in frame 2, so they are clean through 2. This is Moore now. She strikes as well. That's a double on the board for their team. Burns gets a strike. That match stays even on the scratch side. As always, ladies and gentlemen, our message board is live and operational. Feel free to chime in. Callie Bizdil up now. Frame number 3. Her team is working on a spare. She comes in high, leaves the 6-10. Taylor comes in high, leaves the 3-6. Callie does not make her spare. And neither does Taylor. Brandon Bone with another strike. That's 3 in a row for their team. They take the lead in the match by 34. Shockey chops his spare. A little slow going for the team of Bizdil and Shockey. They got 3 opens in the first 4 frames. Bostic gets the 10 out. That's 4 in a row for their team. Burns now up 24. He goes 10 back. They're back on the strike chain. Davidson with the 9 miss. Their first open of the game. Aaron Moore rings a 10. Ryan Taylor left a split, got 2, so they have 104 in the 6th. They're trailing by a lot. Let's see if Aaron can make her spare. They're up by about 15 at this moment. She does not make her 10 pin. Another strike there for Bone. They increase their lead. Bostic comes in high. They leave a split, so their strike train is over. Callie Bizdil, much needed strike for her team. Oh, almost converts that spare. Got the 10 to, or the 6 pin to come across. Shockey couldn't make a double for his team. Four pin for Burns. Shockey does not make his spare. They have 73 after 6, 90 with their handicap. Team of Moore and Davidson have 86 after 5. So Moore and Davidson up by 16 at the moment. And it will stay at 16. Over here, the best that Taylor and Burns could do is 214. So that match isn't over yet. But Taylor's going to need to throw a strike right here. Aaron Moore up. Comes in a little high, leaves a 4-7. There's the strike that they needed. Bone. That's 10 back. More with the spare. Four pin for Bostic. So, assuming Bostic makes the spare here, if Taylor and Burns can find a way to get the next 4, they will force Bone to mark in the 10th. Yes, if Bone were to go 9 miss, that would be 213. Taylor and Burns could still shoot 214. Callie Bizdil, 10 pin, and she makes it. Keeps them in that match. Cole, the pattern was Stonehenge. That is going to do it for the team of Taylor and Burns. They will be your 5th place finishers for the day. Bowen and Bostic will be moving on. Solid 10 for Shockey. Miss for Shockey, so they have 118 with their handicap after 8.
Hello?
Hello, coming in the booth. We have to get a sponsor for the booth.
The booth?
The booth.
Sponsored by PA Fats
Sure.
and Wirecast.
No, they didn't give us any money. I didn't give them money.
I don't know.
Yesterday's winner, 9th title of his career.
Yeah?
Yeah, Daniel. So, why did you put the headset on?
I don't know. I'm bored. What
You guys qualified 2nd today.
did? At
Yes.
like 290 up.
Yes. And I believe you guys were basically about plus 10 after 3.
19.
19. 10 pin there for more. This is going to be a big spare for her. I noticed Erin left a 10 pin earlier. She does not take her hand brace off. That could be a detriment. Let's see if she can convert it this time.
Ball hooked.
Yes. She got to take that hand brace off.
Or flatten it out.
Well, we're going to talk to her about taking that hand brace off. We'll say something. All right, on our scratch side, the team of Bone and Bostic with a 224-191 victory over the team of Taylor and Burns. Over here, it is a 1-pin match, assuming Callie could mark here in the 9th. She leaves a 6-10. Callie does make her spare. Big sigh of relief there. All right, so they could still shoot 168 with their handicap. That means they cannot shut out Moore and Davidson with 3 strikes by Davidson in the 10th. They could shoot 169. But Shockey's going to need to do something here. That was probably his best shot of the game. That's going to force Davidson to mark. Unless if Shockey gets a really bad count here on 2 shots. That's a double. All right, so they're going to be in the 160s. So now Davidson is going to either have to throw 2 and good count or potentially all 3. And he gives it a little fist pump, although he missed left by about 6 boards.
That's close.
Yes. All right. So Davidson knows what he's got to do. He needs to strike out to win. 2 strikes and 9, and we got a tie. And that will do it. Shockey and Bizdil will be moving on. Moore and Davidson will be your 5th place finishers for today. All right, 168 to 147 victory.
I'm going to go start warming up a little bit.
Okay, see you later.
Wow. That was rude. Ugh.
Are you going out there to hand the paper? Here, get back and commentate. It's so weird. You gotta say their names.
Your 5th place finishers, Ryan Taylor and Tom Burns in the scratch division. $35 each. I think he said $45 for the handicap bowlers of Aaron Moore, and I don't know who the other bowler was. Now on to match 2.
All right, and we are back. Let me fix my camera. All right, so the team of Blair and Owens has decided to start the match, and the team of Oberst and Hoffman have decided to go second in their match. Owens starts out with a split. Bostic now up, he strikes. Callie Bizdil. She crosses over, leaves the 3-pin. Bowling Mom, your number 2 seeds are Francis Vitelli and Daniel Althouse. Your number 1 seeds are Anthony Nyer and Brian Kennedy on the scratch side. Callie Bazils with the spare. Bone made his spare. Seven pins is the handicap in this match, going to the team of Oberst and Hoffman. Blair trips the 4-pin. Hoffman crossed over. He leaves the 1, 2, 4. Cole Oberst up, frame 2. He gets a strike. 10-pin miss for Owens. They go in a hole quickly. Shockey now up, frame 2. He leaves the 2-8. Bostic with the strike. Brandon Bone, that's a double for their team. Quickly jump out to a 33-pin lead. Shockey made his spare. Four-pin for Gene Blair. He had a top 5 finish yesterday at J. You're right, Dana, he could be. Callie Bizdil leaves a 6-pin. Gene Blair converts his spare. Let's see what Owens could do now. He's opened his first 2 frames over here on 23. Callie converts her spare. Better shot there by Owens. He leaves a 7-pin. Once again, under 21 doubles coming to you live from Trindle Bowl, Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Owens makes his spare. Hoffman on 26 leaves the 5-pin. Next week, we have 2 tournaments. On Saturday is our next in the series of girls-only tournaments. Saturday at 2:30 at Haja Rose Bowl. And next Sunday, we are at Leisure Lanes in Lancaster for adult junior number 6. If you want to get the discount for that event, you have to put a $20 deposit down on our website by midnight tonight at www.pjbtbowlingseries.com. $20 deposit by tonight gets you the discounted rate. After that, you pay the full amount. Cole Oberst up, 4th frame. He comes in high, leaves the 6-pin. Another strike there for Bostic. The week after that is major number 9 at Berks Lanes. That's Sunday the 14th. And the following week, Easter weekend, we are at Jordan Lanes in the Allentown area on Saturday, the day before Easter, for our Easter Classic. Start time on that is 2:30. Bone with another strike. They are, like in the first match, starting to pull away from their opponents. Shockey with the strike. They're still clean through 4. That's a strike for Gene Blair. Their second strike of the match. Callie comes in a little high, leaves a 3-6. There's a strike by Owens. That's a double, much needed for their team. They could still go out for 226. Callie with the spare. 3 spares for her this game so far. Bostic with a split. Looks like he came up and out of that ball a little bit early. Hold on. Oh, he fouled. We got a foul on lane 5. Bostic gets a 3. I'd like to also take this opportunity to congratulate PJBT's Michael Martell. He made it to the round of the final 16 out at the Masters. He lost in the losers bracket today to Dom Barrett. Unfortunate for him. Dom shot 740 against him, and Martell had the second highest series of everybody who was bowling that round, but unfortunately he faced the person who had the highest series. That's the breaks of bowling sometimes, but Martell with a top 16 finish. Good things is going to come from him. Definitely. Hoffman did convert his spare off of the foul. So they lost 9 pins there. Gene Blair with a strike. They made it 3 in a row. Solid 10 for Cole. Big shot here for Owens. That's 4 in a row. All right, so they could still shoot 226, so this match is far from over. In fact, if Bostic doesn't strike here, they cannot shut out Blair and Owens. Gene Blair could get up in the 10th and win it. Bostic gets the strike. So they are still up by 18 pins. 18-pin lead for Bone and Bostic. Both teams on a minimum of 2 strikes going into the 10th. Oh, gets the 10 off the wall. That's going to do it. So the team of Bostic and Bone will be going on to the semifinals to face the team of Francis Vitelli and Daniel Althouse. Over here on the handicap side, we got the team of Bizdil and Shockey still clean. They are up now in the 7th. Six pin for Callie. All right, spare. So they have 117 with a spare in the 6th. Hoffman and Oberst. Let's see here what Hoffman does in his 7th. He gets a strike, so they have 103 with their handicap. So presently a 14-pin lead for the team of Shockey and Bizdil. But it could be cut to 4 here with a strike by Cole. 8th frame, round 2. Ten pin for Cole. Ball died heading into the pocket. All right, discussing a little strategy there for a moment with Daniel. Always some strategy when it comes down to Baker Bowling, since they're going to get lane choice about what they are thinking. Shockey with a miss of the 2-pin. That's their first open. Cole, by the way, did make his 10. You can put your stuff down there. Just can't practice. Callie up, 9th frame. 10 pin. Looked like a good shot. Bad break. Callie makes her 10 pin. So she threw 5 marks this game. All spares. But it's still anybody's match. Let's see what Hoffman can do. They're up in the 9th. Presently trailing by 2. And he fouled again. And twice he went foul spare. All right. 12 pin match going into the 10th. The team of Shockey and Bizdil are in the lead. Cole taking his time, gathering his thoughts. Ten pin for Cole. He crossed over, almost got the strike. He makes his spare. So count is important here because they could still shoot 172 with their handicap. If they were to do that, Shockey, if he were to get 9 on his first shot, will give them 173. All right, big shot there. So 172. So Shockey is looking for 9 or a strike on his first shot, and they will advance. Anything less, and he's going to have a little work to do on his spare. And that is a winner. They will be moving on to match number 2. Or match number 3. Scratch side, Bone and Boston with a 233 to 191 victory over Blair and Owens. And on the handicap side, Shockey and Bizdil with a 183 to 172 victory over Hoffman and Ober. All right, that's going to do it for game number 2. I'll go out and give some awards. Hang loose for the semifinals.
Well, it could have been worse.
the scratch.
They're done throwing practice shots with this too.
I don't think you're throwing the right ball. I think you got right ball. Everything else, I think you'll go here. I think, let me get it.
I think they're done with their practice.
Why is their team continuing to go down?
I think you throw it. $5 to the AMF torch. Right, so you go second.
They flip.
He just called me and I think that's
Switch to handicap one.
Travis?
Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
All right, off we go into the semifinals. The team of Vitelli and Althouse have chosen to let Bone and Bostic start. And Baker and Noakes have chosen to start the match themselves. 6 pins is the handicap going to Shockey and Bizdil. Spare there for Bostic. Looks like Daniel will be bowling the odd number of frames, and Francis will be bowling the even frames for his team. And it looks like the team of Bizdil and Shockey are going to keep their lineup with Callie bowling the odd number frames. Daniel leaves a 10 pin. Callie crosses over, leaves a 10 pin. Daniel makes his. Francis up, frame 2. That's a strike. Callie converts her 10 pin. Once again, guys, the message board is live and operational. Should anybody want to chime in, let me know what's going on out there in the world today. Bone up, frame 2. That's a strike, 10 back with authority. Shockey up. He comes in high, leaves a 4 pin. All right, Bostic up, frame 3. Match is tied. Bostic with the split. Does the 7 fall? No. Shockey converts. All right, Mary Beth Baker up for her first time. She'll be on lane 26. She'll be bowling the even frames for her team. Bostic gets the 2. Ten back for Daniel. That's a double. They take the early lead. Mary Beth shooting out of 6-10, and she converts. Francis now up, looking to triple. And he does. Trips the 4 forward. Noakes up now. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. He leaves a solid 10. Bone up. Frame 4. Good shot. Brandon's definitely on his game today. Oh, in the gutter there for Noakes. Bostic now up. Frame 5, looking to double. 9-pin. Callie crossing over, and wobbly 10 does not get it. Bostic makes his spare. All right, Daniel now up, his team on a triple. He's up in the 5th. They could go up by 42 with a strike here. And they get it. Sawed out the 10. Callie shooting at a 10-pin. And she makes it. Callie has been on a spare machine. Francis up, frame 6. Scratch match moving right along. That's a strike. They extend their lead out to 52. Shockey comes in, good shot, pocket 4-9. Bone, 7-pin. So you could see what the strategy of Althouse and Vitelli was. They wanted to make, figuring that Brandon would be finishing the match, they wanted them to switch and have Brandon finish on 24. So far, that strategy's been working out. Shockey had a really good effort there at that 4-9, just missed. Mary Beth Baker comes in a little high, leaves the 4-7. Bostic, 10-pin wiggled. Messenger came over, did not fall. So they're starting to run out of frames. With the spare conversion here, the best they could shoot is 216. Mary Beth makes her spare. So basically, with 2 strikes here, the team of Althouse and Vitelli will shut them out. All right, frame 7 for Daniel. Noakes will be shooting in frame 5. Daniel gets a strike. Crossing over for Noakes leaves the 5. I'm going to raise my hand. I want some water if he misses. And Vitelli 2-8-10. Noakes does not convert his 5-pin. He owes me a cup of water. Vitelli will just be trying to get 2 here. He only gets 1. So 193. So that opens the door a little bit for Bone and Bostic. Brandon gets a strike. They can still shoot 216. So as long as, if they were to strike here, as long as Daniel basically marks in the 9th, or Francis were to mark in the 10th, that's a strike for Bostic. So the team of Althouse and Vitelli are looking for 1 mark, and they will move on to the finals. Callie, another spare for her. And that's going to do it. Althouse and Vitelli will move on to the finals to face the team of Anthony Nyer and Brian Kennedy. Shockey with the strike in the 6th. Let's see what's going on in that match. They have 90 with their handicap. And the team of Baker, their frame behind, have 65. So, team of Baker and Noakes have a little bit of work to do. (9-10) split for Mary Beth. Mary Beth does not convert, so they have 74 in the 6th. They find themselves down by 36. I'd like to thank the many of you that are presently joining us right now. Pretty big number up on the board. All right, semifinals, Vitelli Althouse 234, Bone Bostic 190. Noakes left a 9-pin. You want to go get something else quick? Noakes with the spare. Callie now up. Frame 7. Our team's working on a strike. And Callie crosses over. She leaves just the 6-pin. Tournament Director Peaches standing to my right, working hard. She's got a piece of paper in her mouth. She's trying to find the right things to write on. She's looking intently at the papers and trying not to smile at the same time.
I think we gave the wrong papers out. Because I only have.
You gave out 60 for them in the last match.
Right.
That's pretty sad.
No, that's wrong.
So change that to 60 and make that third. Mary Beth Baker up. Frame 8. That's a strike. That's Mary Beth's best shot of the match so far. Noakes with the strike in the ninth. Makes that match a little closer. He paces around like an expectant father. And a strike for Callie. Callie, another clean game for her. Callie is on fire. So they find themselves up by 36 going into the 10th. Shockey's going to need to make this to shut them out. So let's see if he can convert the 2-pin. And he does. He needs none. They will be moving on to the finals. So Bizdil and Shockey trying to climb the ladder. $197 for Shockey and Bizdil. $191 scratch. Mary Beth comes in high, leaves the 610. All right, Shockey and Bizdil with a 197-161 victory over Baker and Noakes. All right, that's going to do it for match number 3. Let me go give out the third place prizes, and I'll get you all ready for the championship match. You are watching the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour live today from Trindle Bowl, Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Stay tuned for the finals.
Those are right. handicap. Dear Lord, I can't do this.
The only thing you did wrong is you wrote them on the handicap, but you scratched that out.
I did. I
I know, I
scratched.
said you scratched it out.
Well, I had to. I have no other choice. I had too many. I had a fourth place, and I shouldn't have. All right. They're right at 75. Yes, they're right at 75.
Finishing third in the scratch $50 scholarship for the team. Charles Bostic and Brandon Bowen. Let's give them a nice round of applause. $75 scholarship. Hope I pronounced his name right. Aaron, no? Did I say that right? Aaron,
And I pulled more than that, and I've not gotten what have our handicaps combined? So I could hold.
Okay. So you need to add. Yes. So it's going to be Kennedy and Nyer, N-E-U-E-R. Yep.
pronounce his last name, George.
And on this side, it's going to be George, J-O-R-I-C-H.
Don't like to say it wrong on
Big. J-O-R-I-C-H. And Dent, D-E-N-T. George and Dent get 15 pins.
like your ball name that you come back, so.
I didn't write them, but I can tell you what. He is $40. Okay. Yes. Oh yeah, it was quite interesting.
You guys ready? You guys ready? Let's get ready to rumble. Okay. All right, championship match. Let's give them a round of applause. All right, off we go into the finals. That's Joey Jorick. And a solid 8 for Francis Vitelli to start the match. The team of Jorick and Dent are getting 15 pins of handicap. Francis makes his 8 pin. Callie now up. See if Callie could extend her hot streak. And she does. Brian Kennedy now up. Strike. Anthony Nyer up. He's just back from World Juniors in France. Believe his doubles team got second. I know his team of 4, 2 girls, 2 boys. They did very well in the team event. The girls team, they won their doubles. Very successful. Very successful they were over in France. Jacob Dent, he leaves a 4 pin. Shockey, by the way, struck in his second frame. Daniel now up, lane 24. $5-8 for Daniel. Dent converts his spare. Let's see what Jorick could do now. Frame 3. He's up fairly quick. Six pin. Daniel converts his spare. I don't really think spares are going to do it for Vitelli and Altos. I think they're going to have to put a lot of X's on the board. 2-8. So far, they're making it very easy for Nyer and Kennedy. Jorick does not make his spare. Good effort, though. Like to thank the millions and millions of you tuning in right now to watch. Spare for Vitelli. Callie, Wiggly 5. I'm not going to put my hand up for a cup of water for Callie because she keeps marking. Kennedy trips the 4. They quickly take a 24-pin lead. Callie makes her spare. Nair, 6-pin. 4-pin, excuse me. Strike for Shockey. By the way, for those of you listening, do not leave. I want you all to stay till after the interviews. We're going to talk about the Fatstacular Bowling Tournament a little bit. This might be the first time some of you are hearing about it. Fatstacular Bowling Tournament started by yours truly, PA Fats, coming this summer in June. More details will follow at the end of this telecast. Daniel with a strike, their first strike of the match. Dent makes his spare. Let's see what Joey could do. And let's see what Francis could do on lane 23. Let's see if they could double. And they do. Saws off the 5. $6.10 for Joey. Joey does not convert his spare. They have 78 with their handicap after 5. Shockey and Bizdil already ahead of that. Brian Kennedy, 10-pin. Callie, 6-10. Kennedy converts his 10-pin. $247 for Anthony. Ball looked a little slow. Slowly letting the team of Althouse and Vitelli back into the match. Shockey now up. 10-pin. By the way, I shouldn't have to say this will be a broken record, but Callie Bizdil made her spare. Nair makes his spare. So, with a couple strikes here, the team of Althouse and Vitelli could take the lead. Shockey converts his 10-pin. Big shot here for Daniel. Looking for a triple. Oh, ball didn't read. 2-4-5. That's going to keep them down 12, assuming Daniel can make the spare. Tricky little spare here. Dent leaves the 1-3. He converts that. Daniel chops his spare. Saw that coming a mile away. Francis up very quickly. He puts 10 back. So they can still strike out for 231. They're going to need a little help from the team of Kennedy and Nair. Jorick leaves a 6-pin. Let's see if he can make a spare here. That's a better shot. And he converts a spare. So they're down by 31 at this moment. Shockey and Brazil looking to climb the ladder. Kennedy. 4-pin. That could have been worse. Spare here, that will give them a 23-pin lead. Ooh. It's a tricky little spare here for Callie, the 3, 6, 9, 10. Spare for Brian. And Callie converts. I think she's as surprised as anybody. Anthony trips the 6-pin from the back. All right, Daniel here just about in a must-strike situation. Shockey leaves a 9-pin. Daniel gets that strike. All right, so Francis up here in the 9th. This is going to be his shot, barring a last shot, barring a tie. Mm, 2-8. That ball just didn't want to finish. That's going to make it really difficult for them to win. If Francis had struck there, and if Brian didn't strike on his next shot, the team of Kennedy and Nair would not have been able to shut out Vitelli and Althaus. But now, let's see here with the spare conversion. The best Althaus and Vitelli could do is 209. So they are really behind the 8 ball right now. They're going to need a lot of help from Kennedy and Nair. Jorick. 1, 2, 5, 7, 8, 9. Your everyday leave. Brian stepping off the approach. He realizes the intensity of the situation here. Strike here will all but wrap up the match. And great shot there by Brian. He put 10 back with authority. All right, so basically Anthony's just going to need like really good count here. Let's see here. Yes, good count will pretty much do it. Callie, her final shot, 6-10. And that'll do it. Anthony Nair, Brian Kennedy, your champions today. Francis Vitelli and Daniel Althaus, second place finish. Over here on the handicap side, again, broken record. Callie Bazil, another game where she did not make an open. So the best that Joric and Dent could do is 174. Shockey and Bazil already at 171. And that'll do it. Shockey and Bazil climb the ladder. All right. Kennedy and Nyer with a 240 to 209 victory. .211 game for Bazdil and Shockey. Another clean game. Definitely, I know my first question for Callie is, did she even throw an open in any of these 4 games? .211 to 151 victory. Shockey and Bazdil over Jorick and Dent. All right, that's going to do it. I'll go give out some awards, get some pictures, and then I'll have interviews. And don't forget, stay with us through the interviews. You're going to hear about the Fatstacular Bowling Tournament and upcoming events, of course, on the PJBT. Stay with us. What happened in the 6th? Ball come out bad or?
Can't hold on. Whole game I can't hold on. I don't know if Boyle got it in, but I can't hold on. I literally had to like grab it just to hit it. Of course I chopped the scar. Doesn't matter if I'm a 1 or 87, I'm gonna chop.
Yep.
All right, we are here with our handicap division champions today, Cameron Shockey and Callie Bazil. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Running the ladder from the 5th place.
Thank you.
Now, I asked you, and you didn't know, so I gave you a couple of seconds to think about it. I know in the match number 2, match number 3, match number 4, you went clean. Did you remember? Did you open it all? Did you open it all in match number 1?
I think I did.
We're going to say you didn't. We're going to say you went clean for 4, even if you did. So, the pattern today, Stonehenge. Very difficult Stonehenge pattern. Played extra long here today. How'd you guys attack it? Callie, go first.
I started on boards 10 and 11, and I threw my ball between the 2nd and 3rd arrow. But as the day went on, I had to move left.
What ball did you throw? You don't know?
The
That's
grudge.
fine. Okay. Cameron?
Today I started out at about the 5 board, throwing down the first arrow. And as the day moved on, just like Callie, I edged my way over. And to the end, I was pretty much lofting it to get it out there.
Really? And you had some really good 10th frames. There was a couple times you needed, at least early, you needed to mark.
Oh, yeah.
And you did it. So, talk to me about the strategy, because there's always strategy when it comes to Baker bowling. You guys did not change your order throughout. You stayed the odd number frames. You stayed the even number frames. What was the determining factor in why you chose to do that instead of staying on the same lane? Because basically, you guys kept flip-flopping your lanes. What was the determining factor to do it that way?
Well, throughout the entire day, strikes, spares, she had more spares than I did, and I had more strikes than she did. So we all put it into a factor, and I just took the 10th frame for the big strikes just to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And then she just took the spares so I could get the count with the strike.
Got ya. And what bowling center do you bowl out of?
St. Michael's.
White Oaks.
White Oaks. Who do you want to give any thanks to?
My parents for letting my uncle take me to all of these, and my uncle for doing everything for me.
You?
I'd like to thank my parents for bringing me to all these tournaments. And I'd like to thank all my family that watches me.
Any coaches you want to thank?
I'd like to thank my coach at White Oaks, Vicky
Okay.
Barnhart.
My uncle's my coach.
Your uncle coach?
so-
And you want to thank anybody else?
Obviously, I want to thank you.
Yes, there we go.
Can't
Okay.
forget that.
Yeah, we can't forget the fat guy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, climbing the ladder. $200 first place prize A in the handicap division. Callie Bazil, Cameron Shockey. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
We'll see you. Is this your first win this year?
Yes.
You are now eligible for championship weekend at
Sounds
Limerick.
great.
This is your 2nd or 3rd win this year, so you were already eligible. So we'll have to get you some paperwork on that.
All right.
All right? You're automatically qualified now.
Sounds good.
Very good. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Brian. Mr. Kennedy. Step in a little bit, sir.
Oh, y'all see me? Oh, there. Oh, there.
There we go. All right. Let me go move that. Slightly. I'll be the one that's halfway in and out of the picture. All right, we are here with our scratch division champions today. Anthony Nyer, Brian Kennedy. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you, too.
You guys finished qualifying round in 2nd. And your first match of the 2nd round were right on the same lanes in the championship.
Correct.
You guys bowled a really good game. I believe you shot over 500 that game.
Yeah. Well, he shot 299. I shot 220.
Yes, yes. 299 with the 8-pin, I believe.
Yes,
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 yes.
yes.
Did the lanes change much from the time you shot that game till the time you came back on them for the title match?
For me, yes. They changed. I was 7 boards left to where I was when we bowled in the semifinals.
Okay.
For me, they did too, but it was the same ball motion. So once I made a move, it was back to the same.
Okay. Stonehenge today. Stonehenge that played extra long today, as typically this house does. Mr. Kennedy, how did you handle it?
The first couple of games, I tried to play the shim, but there were a lot of people using like a lot of surface, so I had to like try to get in and balance out the over/under during qualifying, and then match play it just opened up, so I was kind of okay.
Just do urethane all day, like
Of
normal.
of course, yes.
Well,
Urethane up 5. Yeah.
It's not a typical urethane. Well,
Yeah.
it's the new Honey Badger urethane.
Okay.
So it has a Honey Badger core, so it allows me to move in farther and throw it away more.
Okay. So you just got back from bowling in World Juniors
Correct.
in France. Just very quickly, how was the experience?
It was fun. It was really good. It was a good time, like bowling with everybody, meeting new people and stuff. But as the bowling part, it was fun. Learned a lot. Met new, like I said, met new people, and the big thing was just getting to do what I love for the country.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you were more nervous though bowling in front of us here at the
Oh,
PJBT.
totally.
Of course, yes,
Totally.
of course. Mr. Kennedy, what equipment did you throw?
I started out with Supersonic, and then I eventually switched to a Storm Physics for pretty much game 3 through the semifinals, and then 23 and 24 were hooking a little more, so I balled down to a High Road Pearl.
Okay. Anybody you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
I'll just say thank you, everybody, because that list is kind of long. So
Okay. Anthony?
The big one for me is definitely 900 Global and 3G for taking care of me. But other than that, like my dad, coaches and stuff, and then PA Fats, of course.
I like that. See, I don't even have to prod him. All right, guys, your Scratch Division champions today, bringing home the $200 first place prize. This is Brian Kennedy. This is Anthony Nair. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you.
I'll take your headsets. Thank you.
nobody passing me, man. Yeah, we had 9 together now. You ain't going nowhere.
You want to come in here? All right, so we're gonna bring. You had a really good weekend.
Yeah.
First yesterday, second today. Over $500 in scholarship this weekend.
Yeah.
All right, so first let's talk about what's coming up on the PJBT Tour. Next week, 2 tournaments. We have the next in the series of all-girls tournaments. That is next Saturday at Haja Rose Bowl. That is a schedule change. 2:30 start time. Next Sunday, we have the adult junior number 6 at Leisure Lanes in Lancaster. If you want to get the discount for that event, you have to put a $20 deposit down on our website, www.pjbtbowlingseries by midnight tonight. The following week is major number 9 at Berks Lanes. That's Sunday at 10:30. And then the following week is our Easter Classic. That is Saturday, the day before Easter, at Jordan Lanes in Whitehall. All wood. Will be a tougher pattern out there, I assure you. Now, I'm glad I had most of you stay online. Let's talk about another tournament that's coming up really quickly, and then we'll wrap it up. No information is out yet, but except for the thing on Facebook. But after 2 years of discussion, we are going to have a Fetstacular tournament that's going to be at East Lincoln Lanes, Saturday, June the 22nd, with a 10 a.m. start time. Now, yesterday I flubbed when I was talking about it. I said it's eligible to all people open August the 1st, that were born August the 1st, 2017 or after. That would be a little tough.
Nice.
It's open to everybody born August the 1st, 1997 or after. So you're eligible. It's going to be an $80 entry fee with a guaranteed first place prize of a minimum $1,500. The field is going to be limited to 64 bowlers, so when entries open up, you're going to want to jump in very quickly because I promise you spots will fill up extremely quick. It's going to be at East Lincoln Lanes. We are going to have a practice session if you want Friday night. It'll be $15 if you choose to come practice. I will have flyers out hopefully within 2 weeks, just finalizing some sponsors. The pattern will be very difficult. I promise you it will be less than a 2-to-1 ratio, right?
Left.
Left, exactly. It'll be less than 2-to-1 ratio. I have it down to about 4 different options. I got to choose which one we want. So I know you're looking forward to bowling in it.
Sorta.
Sorta. Yes.
The gutter better play.
We'll see about that. He has not seen the pattern, so don't worry about it.
That's why I said the gutter
secret.
better play.
It's secret. All right, so if you want further information now, feel free to friend request me on Facebook. Just look up Jason Althouse. You'll see the big PA Fats logo. If you want to look up the event, just type in Fatstacular, Phattstacular. Spelled it right again. Look at that. And my kid had a sneeze, so he went off camera. All right, we're going to wrap this up. So we will see you next Saturday up at Hajar Rose Bowl for the all-girls event. Say goodbye, Daniel.
Bye, Daniel.